The average person will change jobs 12 times during their working life. That's according to the Department of Labor statistics. So how do you decide what to do with savings from an old retirement plan? Don't worry, we've got certified financial planner Suzanne Himes with Asset Planning Corporation joining us now to discuss some of the pros and the cons of a 401k rollover. Suzanne, I think to a lot of people this sounds complicated. Is it actually a lot smoother in the process? Just making that decision is what's complicated, right?
Right. It really can be, just because there are a number of important questions to ask. And so, first of all, I think it's great to have a framework. We can think about top-level questions and then drill down. First of all, keep in mind the 4 options that everybody has.
Okay.
So 1, with an old plan, you can leave it with that old 401k in most cases. 2, you can roll it to a new employer plan. You can roll it to an individual retirement account. And then the 4th option, you can cash it out. It's generally not ever recommended because in addition to paying ordinary income taxes, you'll often have penalties on top of that. So just kind of focus on those first 3 options.
So those are kind of your options. And as you're moving towards deciding what to pick, looking at more of the pros and cons of that, what should you kind of consider? I guess everybody's lifestyle, age is probably going to be a big factor as well.
Right, exactly. So, top level, you want to think about, is that old plan well managed or not? And then is it meeting your needs? The first questions I would be asking is, what are the cost and quality of the investments in that old plan compared to a new plan or an IRA? Also, are there outstanding plan loans? Did you borrow against that 401k? And that's important to keep in mind. If you do roll it over, you would need to repay that loan in full before the next tax filing deadline, so just important to be aware of that. And then again, also, what are income needs? Would you have them or not? And then we can drill down deeper from there.
Yeah, so if looking at it deeper, like depending on your age for some reason, maybe it's you're going to have one more job, or what's a good example?
Yeah. So, if you are under age 59 and a half, which is kind of that magic age for penalty-free withdrawals if you need income, your options are going to depend on whether it is in a 401k or an IRA. So, before you make decisions, you need to be thinking about that. And then a couple of other really important questions. Did the old 401k have company stock? Because there's special tax treatments available, but those have got to be considered before you do any kind of rollover. And then another, good thing to keep in mind is, just what are your plans for the future. If you think you might want to be rolling over that money to a new employer plan, got to keep it separate. Don't commingle it with any other funds.
A lot of different things to consider.
There really are.
Wow. Well, that's why you guys are here, and different people can help
so bottom line,
that,
just, keep your individual circumstances, in mind, and don't rush into any rollover decision. That's really,
time, for sure.
That's really it.
All right. Now for our fast market fact of the day.
So we're going to do a little investment trivia this morning.
Oh my.
So there's
okay, I'm ready.
There's a term called the January effect.
The January effect.
And what that is a majority of the time, over 50% of the time, stock prices rise in the month of January. In fact, as shows here, from 1928 through the end of last year, it rose 62% of the time in January. And of course, there are a variety of opinions as to why that occurs, but the 2 most common reasons people think are kind of repurchasing, getting back in the market after some year-end, tax selling, perhaps. And then, of course, so many of us might have those year-end bonuses, and then you want to get that money to work. Absolutely. So
interesting.
So the jury's still out on this month. I guess we'll wait and see.
Wait and see. In February, we'll get all that data. Suzanne, thank you so much. Really helpful tips for your Sunday money. We appreciate it.